I established a recording studio. It's actually in that door behind me. And this was probably like, well, we've been in this house, I think 16 years or something like that, or 17 years. And so it's been there, but it hasn't been used a lot because finding time has always been difficult because of my other services. And so I was reading a magazine on recording, and I guess it's a problem for many people who have studios in their home, who have full-time jobs and families, because when do you find time? So he said, you should make an appointment with yourself. Like I was working with Havi Prabhu, we're working on a new version of Brahma Samhita. And so we would set a time. And it was a time that was good for both of us. And so he would come and I'd always be ready. And we worked together. And, we worked probably like 40 hours over a few months. And I would have never found that 40 hours, except that he, was coming and his time is valuable and I had to be ready. So in this article, it said, make an appointment with yourself to go in your recording studio. And I thought, that's really interesting. Make an appointment with yourself, like put in your schedule. I'm going to go in the studio this time. So make an appointment with yourself to read. So what I found is if you just make the appointment and you're disciplined enough to keep it and keep those eyelids open for that period of time and make sure you're not tired at that time. And even if you don't want to read, you just like, well, I've committed. This is my sadhana. It becomes much easier than if it's I'll try to fit it in or try to find time. So I've done a lot of that early in the morning because I found that was, for me, was the easiest. So I had to adapt a little bit. So I didn't chant all my rounds in the morning, which is not ideal. But I always finish my rounds. But if I compromise my reading and try to find a time, I don't always get it. So I always found like after Mangalarti, I'd chant half my rounds. Then I could read. And then in the evening, afternoon, evening, I need to walk. I need to move. I'm sitting around. So it's like, okay, get out and walk, So it was kind of good. You have 8 rounds, go somewhere. We have forests everywhere around here. I just I got like 5 different forests I can go to. Choose your forest for today. And so that worked for me. I've talked to other devotees who said the same thing. That has worked for them, busy devotees. So you have to find your time where you're awake and just make that your appointment with yourself to read. That's when I'm going to do it. That's, I think, the easiest that I've found. It's kind of infallible in that sense, as long as you're up at that time and you just commit to it. This is my time. I have an appointment with Prabhupada's books. I'll just do it.
Yeah, you make it.
Or join a group of devotees who are reading. That's the other one. I won't do it on my own. But that's okay. We'll find a bunch of devotees. Set a time that's good for all of you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.